So right now, you're probably in your 40s and you're freaking the hell out. You're only 25 years away from retirement. Shoot, let's be honest, most of us want to retire in 10 years and you didn't save anything at all. All you have is this massive amount of debt and you feel like it's not going to end right. But check this out. As much as you think you might be alone and you might be the only one that has no money saved within the 40s, you're not. A majority of society has no money saved in retirement, and they're just here trying to wing it and see what happens once they get to retirement age, which we all know what's going to happen. You're going to end up extremely broke. But check this out. You probably think it's too late. I got news for you. It's not. In this video, I'm going to give you the 10 steps that you should follow in order for you to not go into retirement broke and to actually go into retirement rich or maybe hit financial freedom before you even get to retirement age. Now, the first thing I want you to do is to just do not panic, but at the same time, don't stay still. You see, when I tell so many people during these times, do not freak out. You only make the situation a lot worse. And they think that just chilling and putting $100 extra into your Roth IRA account is going to be enough. It's not. You need to go super aggressive because you have 20 to 25 working years to actually boost up your income. And yes, time right now might be a limited resource, but you need to understand this. Your knowledge and the amount of time you've been within your career is one of your hugest assets. The second step I want you to do is you need to have a clear vision of where you stand right now. You see, if you have so much debt, especially high interest debt, you certainly need to tackle that. The first thing you want to do is build an emergency fund, and right after that, you just need to knock out your high interest debt. Now, I understand this whole video is about building wealth, but let me tell you this. If you have high interest debt, you are not going to be able to build wealth. And simply just paying off your debt will make retirement that much better. Going into retirement with no debt is awesome. And then you need to look into your monthly income and your expenses. You need to sit down and get real. I know so many people hate a budget. I'm one of them. I don't like it. But if you've been neglecting a budget and not knowing how much money you're bringing in, how much money is going out, you are not going to fix this. You definitely need to plug these holes. I said holes, not holes. And get serious. What kind of retirement are you expecting here? What kind of lifestyle you want to have once you hit retirement? If you want to travel, go on vacation, eating out every night, well then guess what? You need a couple $1,000,000 within your account. But if you can set your expectations to be a lot lower, or maybe you don't even need to set your expectations that low. Maybe you already have a lifestyle that's not fancy and doesn't require a whole bunch of traveling. Then with that information, this will give you a good idea of how much money you would need to enter retirement. And another key is do not neglect looking at your net worth. Yeah, it's scary, you don't want to look at it, but hey, if it's negative, okay, so be it. A majority of society has a negative net worth anyway, but at least you know your starting point. The third step, and this is by far one of my favorite steps, treat savings as if it's a bill. There's no more just debating how much money you need to save or when. No, the time is now. 10 to 15% needs to go into investing. You can automate this, sign up for your company 401k match. You just certainly need to start saving. It's going to become the number one priority. You cannot skip investing. Now, depending on how far behind you are, 20 to 30% is what you want to aim for. It's a lot, I know, but you're behind. And if you're really serious about retiring with some good money, then you certainly need to aim for 20 and 30%. Doesn't mean that's where you start. You can start as easy as 5%, but gradually start increasing it. Every 6 months, I need to see you increase your savings rate to the point where you hit 20 to 30%. The higher you go, the faster you hit financial freedom, the better you'll be. And now when it comes to where to put this money, tax advantage accounts. If you have a 401k, certainly get that and get the match. That right there is going to get you a lot closer to financial freedom. But also open up a Roth IRA account. If you max out both of those accounts, then you should consider opening up a brokerage account. Investing in a low-cost ETF index fund by far is one of the best things you want to do. Follow the market, S&P 500, you're on your way. The fourth thing you want to do is invest, not only save. Now you need to certainly have an emergency fund because any little thing that pops up is going to bring you right back to where you've been throughout the past 20, 25 years of your working career, and we have no more time for that. So saving is important, but you do not need to go crazy on saving. Depending upon the industry you're in, have a 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Keep it to the side, and then after that, you aggressively start investing. Now you're at the age now where target date funds, it's not gonna be a good option. Right now, you need to invest in things that are going to grow. Some growth stocks, some great ETF growth stocks. If you're putting in target date to be too much money in bonds, it's not going to end well for you. And as much as you think, well, I'm old, you're not. 20 to 25 years in the market with all that compounding can make a huge effect. I know so many videos out there saying, this is how much money you make in your 20s, but we're past that. You still can make some good money in your 40s. The fifth thing you need to do is start increasing your income. Now it's time to get a side hustle. You've been working so long as well. You have so much experience. I'm pretty sure you can venture out on your own to build some wealth. You have the knowledge. I know you do. Start that side hustle. You've probably been so afraid to start that side hustle because you don't want people judging you, or maybe you have some type of profession where people are gonna look at you crazy like, why do you need two jobs? We have no time for that. Put all that shame and pride to the side. Right now, it's time to focus and not retire broke. And if you're working in corporate America, you need to ask for a raise. Right now, things are a little hectic and you might feel like asking for a raise might not work. But if you don't get a raise, maybe you might get a promotion in a different department. You might have to go to a different company. Right now, you have to start looking around and find so many ways to increase your income. So dust up that resume, go on LinkedIn, and get it started. Because every extra dollar you make now will have 10 to 20 years of growth. I repeat that. Every dollar you make now will have 10 to 20 years of growth in this market that right now is booming. Don't wait. The sixth thing you need to do is you need to slash your lifestyle. If right now you're making so much money and you actually made less in your 20s and you feel like you still are in your 20s as far as like your spending habit and not having anything at all, then something is wrong, which is your spending. You need to look at your expenses and start cutting every little ridiculous expense that you do not need. Now, I'm not going to tell you to cut back on your lattes. That's a $5 decision that you need to make. We need to make $1,000 decisions, big decisions. Maybe you have 2 cars, downsize to 1. Maybe you're spending so much money on subscriptions that add up to $100 or $200 a month. Cut that down. You might need to cut cable. You don't need to have HBO Max, Cinemax, Showtime, all those premium channels. You need to cut that out and live the bare minimum life. Now, this doesn't mean you do this for a long period of time. This just gives you enough time to clean up your mess, and little by little, you can start implementing this stuff back into your life, but only when you have the money for it and you're saving and you're investing and you're on your way. So be okay with living below your means. That's how you're going to catch up really fast. And the seventh thing is be careful with the quick rich schemes. Right now, you are extremely vulnerable. You think you could just delay 20 years of investing and catch up within 1 year. There's so many scams out there for people within our age. They're trying to rip us off. Crypto is one of the scams that's out there that's increasing at an alarming rate. I'm not saying Bitcoin or some of the popular coins, but what's happening is people feel like, man, if I would have invested in Bitcoin when they first came out, I'd be uber super rich right now. So what's going to happen is someone's going to say, there's this new coin that has a potential to blow up, and you're going to jump on it. And next thing you know, your money is gone and your future is in jeopardy. And I have a big warning for anyone out there who owns a home. Someone's going to tell you right now to pull your equity out of your home to start flipping homes, or they have some type of a program that you could invest in. Do not do that. Do not mess with the little wealth you have right now within your equity. Leave that alone. And people trying to sell you these coaching, listen, that's all a scam. All you need is just a basic index fund. Follow a YouTube channel where someone is not trying to sell you anything. They're just giving you nothing but information. Hello, click on my channel, subscribe. That's all I do. You just need to just gather so much information as much as possible from a trustworthy source where you know you're not being screwed. So stick to the slow and boring financial principles. They have always worked. They are undefeated. And the eighth step is to educate yourself. Right now, it's time for you to just start reading a whole bunch of books. J.L. Collins on A Simple Path to Wealth is by far one of the best financial freedom books that's out there. Certainly go in the library, guys, and get that book. You don't even need to buy it. Just go in the library, borrow that book, read it. It will change your life. Also, listen to a whole bunch of podcasts. One of my favorites is Choose FI, and You Could Afford Everything, I think is the name of that. And it's from Paula Patton. I'm bad with names, but that is one of the best podcasts that I love listening to that gets me extremely motivated, and it certainly aims for people within their 40s that want to change their life around. And like I said earlier, there's a whole bunch of YouTube channels that you could invest in, like mine, and there's plenty of other great YouTubers out there that provide you so much information for free. Because my goal for you is to learn so much that way you can grow faster and get to financial freedom a lot quicker. The ninth step that I want you to do is to talk to yourself and hype yourself up. Be your best hype man. Right now, you're probably just negative and you feel like I'm never going to hit financial freedom. Don't do that. Speak to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Tell yourself, you know what? I'm worthy to build wealth. You know what? I made mistakes, but I learned from all my mistakes and my life has changed tremendously. I will be that person to change my family tree. Whatever it takes, hype yourself up. Be your best hype man. Because unfortunately, what happens is if you keep on feeding negativity to yourself and you feel like I would never be able to retire, you aren't going to be able to retire. You are not going to do the things that winners do. So speak to yourself as if you were a winner and then you'll start winning. And the final step is do not focus on 25-year plans. Focus on a 5-year plan. Try to become debt free if possible. If you cannot become debt free, at least pay off your high interest debt. If you have anything that's below 8%, leave that alone because you certainly need to start investing. And when you're investing, your goal is to try to hit $100,000 with a company match and your side hustle in 5 years in the market, you certainly could do it. And also within your 5-year plan, you need to start having multiple streams of income. Make the next 5 and 10 years after that a wealth building journey. And you may be thinking, all these small changes is not a big deal, but they are. The small changes you're making are going to magnify and compound the same way your money is. So there you have it. Those are the 10 steps that I highly recommend that you should follow, especially if you're in your 40s and you're struggling right now and you feel like, that was thunder. Did you guys hear that? That scared the hell out of me. Oh my God, that scared the hell out of me. Well, anyway, guys, that's what you need to follow if you want to build wealth. Follow those 10 steps. Yeah, I'm going to keep on talking after I heard that crazy lightning strike. Those are the 10 steps that you follow in order for you to build wealth. At the same time, please do me a favor, drop a comment down below and let me know what steps are you currently following and what are you doing in your 40s in order for you to build wealth. Please take the time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.